Hello, I'm Jim Donnelly, and I'm the chairman of the Toys for Kids campaign. We help the Salvation Army raise money to help needy families in our area have a better Christmas time. It's tough for some families who really don't have the money to make ends meet from month to month, and the Christmas season can be a sad time for them, so we do what we can to help make things a little more cheery. And we ask the general public and also businesses in our area to help us out with this Toys for Kids campaign. And today we're talking with Mark Champagne of Handy Andy's Quality Vacuums, who has always been a major sponsor of our Toys for Kids telethon. And we want to know why he is a major sponsor and what makes him tick. Mark, thank you for coming today to our cable TV studios here at Media One. Are you Handy Andy, or what's the deal there?
Okay, well, it's nice to see you again, Jim. Yes, and it's always a pleasure to help out the Toys for Kids every Christmas time. Now, I'm Mark Champagne, but my father's Andy.
Okay.
And when I took over, the nickname Handy Andy came along. It wasn't the way the business started. It was Andy's Sewing Machine Service, and Handy Andy came along because we were a fix-it shop. We did a lot of things: appliance repair, small appliance repair, and sewing machines and vacuum cleaners. And it just caught on, and I decided to use it and change the name of the business to Handy Andy's. And then in television advertising, it just seemed natural that I should use the nickname and come across as the boss, Handy Andy.
Tell me a little bit more about the history of the business. And you say your father started the business, and then at some point you took over. Give me a little bit of the history.
Well, the business started in 1959, May 1959. I was 4 years old. I can remember it starting because I, at least one occasion, carried his lunch to work because we lived near the avenue and the store was on the avenue. And that was back when I was probably still just 4 years old. They told me I was always out going places, even though I was young. Then through the early years, it started with sewing machine repair, and then it evolved. And my father took on vacuum cleaner repair and small appliance repair, and hired a few people over the years. And as I got older, I worked in the business. I started working on a regular basis at 11 years old when I quit my paper route to go work for my father instead after school. So I kind of grew up with the business. I learned right alongside with my father. And then when I was 17, I took over. He had become ill, wasn't able to work on a regular basis. So right after graduating from New Bedford Voc Electrical Department, I took over. And it's been quite a while, maybe 25 years now.
Well, you had your own business at 17 years old.
Yep, it was, well, it was, I guess, exciting.
Exciting, scary?
Yeah, a lot of responsibility, I'd have to say. You know, hiring people, finding the right people is the hardest thing to do. But
so at 17 years old, how many employees were you the boss of?
Well, at least a couple. We had one gentleman who had been working with my father for a long time, and he remained on when I took over, and he was a good anchor. He was very dependable, and then after that, it was just a matter of gathering up a few more and just looking for the right people to work with, that I could be comfortable with and see my plans through.
Now, you say it started as a fix-it business. At what point did you start selling new stuff?
So when I took over, it was as far as we had sold new sewing machines, but we had not sold any new vacuum cleaners, and that was something I wanted to get into. We sold rebuilt. The rebuilt business was quite good. Most things were made well, and you could fix them up and resell them, and do a good business at that. But I got into selling vacuum cleaners, and we started with Eureka. We sold a lot of Eureka vacuum cleaners, and I borrowed a little bit of money, got my first load of inventory, and displayed some vacuums, and started selling new vacuums probably around 18 years old, 24 years ago or something like that.
Now, there are all kinds of different people in this world. Some people buy a new car when their ashtrays get full and they don't want to deal with cleaning their car. Would you say there are similar types that don't want to deal with vacuum cleaners? and don't want to deal with vacuuming their rugs?
Well, yes, there's all kinds of people. They have all kinds of needs, and they have, you know, some people really want things perfect. Things have to be clean all the time. Can be fanatical about it. Got to vacuum every day, maybe more than once a day. Then there are other people, it doesn't bother them so much. So it leads us into a situation where there's a niche out there, and that's how the business evolved in the face of department store discounting and low price is king, and so you have to do something better. You have to provide a better product and a better service for those people that want better, that want more, that expect more.
So you're really serving a niche, a small group of people. It's not everybody, it's just a small group of people, and you've built a successful business serving just a small percentage of people.
Right, yep. You know, one demonstration at a time of a better vacuum cleaner, you know, a better way to clean your house, followed up with, you know, some tremendous service to maintain that vacuum cleaner and keep it working tip-top, like our customers would want it to. And you know, we gathered up a pretty strong following, and now, since it is a more expensive vacuum cleaner to purchase, referrals are very good for us, because those customers that bought from us, have been dealing with us for years, can now say it was the best thing they ever did. It was a very good investment to purchase a vacuum from Handy Andy's and be able to have, you know, such quality performance on a regular basis, such reliable service, and you know, not get caught buying these days the throwaway vacuum is what it's turned into.
I imagine that you've learned most of what you've learned about vacuums not from selling them but from fixing them. Tell me a little bit about what goes wrong inside a vacuum.
Okay, well, I did a lot of repairing. I don't do any more repairing, but I get involved a little bit here and there.
You mean you don't do it yourself, but
no,
people at Handy Andy's do?
Yeah, well, I'm so busy running the business and demonstrating and dealing with customers and making sure that everything's done right when you have 8 employees instead of just a couple. And but back when I was repairing, I certainly got a lot of experience seeing the kinds of things that normally go wrong with the vacuum, and that includes you know, brush rolls becoming tight and they don't spin and fast enough, and then the belts will break if the brush is hard to spin. Cords, they get run over a lot, and where the cord comes out of the vacuum, you have a situation there where it breaks off. So you see the normal kinds of things that happen, and then you look to sell a better vacuum, one that reduces the amount of problems that someone might have. By design, you can make a vacuum cleaner that gives you less trouble, that's easier to work with.
So you say you can make one. You not only sell them, but you actually build your own vacuum cleaners.
That's right.
Using the knowledge that you've gained by repairing them over the years.
Yeah.
Tell me about, how does a shop on Acushnet Avenue build their own vacuums?
Okay, well, it starts by recognizing the need. I have customers coming in who want a vacuum that's lighter weight. Well, we've sold a lot of vacuums, and if it's not a very good vacuum, they're going to return it, and they're going to tell us what they don't like about it. Or if they keep it, you know, several years into it, if they have a chance to speak to me, they're going to tell me what they think of it. So we know that a vacuum cleaner should be lightweight, it should be clean running, it should have, you know, a longer cord, longer hose. All these things are important. People who have a lot of sand, who live near the beach, particular cleaning problems, they have pets, they have allergies. So all these things have to be addressed. So we had to do something about having a vacuum cleaner that would be better than those you would just go out to the department store and buy. One that we as professionals could recommend and sell with good faith that they would be happy with it. We wouldn't have any problems. We would have a satisfied customer for life, hopefully. So it gets to the point where you have to make your own vacuum. You have to get the best components and work with vacuum cleaner manufacturers and vacuum cleaner parts suppliers so you can build your own vacuum, because most vacuums are built to sell in department stores or through the mail, door to door, through infomercials. They're not really being designed to sell through a dealer like me who wants to sell a really good product and provide service. I want to sell a vacuum that's serviceable, and that's what we had to do. Create our own vacuum cleaner.
I see. So you get parts from various suppliers because of what you've learned as a repairman. You know what's going to wear out first, so you get a better part for that particular stress area.
Right. Well, we know what the best design would be, and then we work with that, and we make our own attachment kit. We know that the long hose is very important to reach upstairs, and all the attachments are necessary. You might not use all of them, but when you need one, it should be there. Everything should be easier to work with. So if something isn't right, we can change it. For our old customers who have an older vacuum, we can update it as we go along. We can always keep them happy.
Mark, what's more important, the quality of the vacuum cleaner or the service that you provide after the sale?
Okay, well, the service is very important. Without the service, then there wouldn't be a very happy customer, because no matter what you buy, a vacuum cleaner really needs to be maintained. Brush strips wear, filters need to be replaced, belts get stretched out, and you just have, after some point, and it may only take a year, you don't have very good performance anymore. So, besides having a vacuum cleaner that people truly love, the way it works, how it handles, and how well it cleans, we keep it going. So that's the really important part. Without the service, they would never be as happy. That great vacuum cleaner they bought would deteriorate. The performance would just go downhill, and people don't realize how important the maintenance is sometimes. That vacuum cleaners, like any machinery, the more you use it, and things happen. You might suck up a liquid spill on the carpet. So the kids might use it and just suck up everything in sight. So things happen, and the service is very necessary. So after several years of one of our customers getting tune-ups, they can see how well the machine works all the time. And the reason for that is constant maintenance. Just bring it in once a year in our case, and we do a tune-up, and we take care of everything, and you're always happy. You take out the vacuum cleaner, you can expect it'll work right. You're not going to waste any time, going over the same thing over and over again, trying to get the work done while you got so many other things to do. We can solve one major headache in your life, and that's getting the house cleaned and done right and done fast.
So a vacuum really requires maintenance about once a year. Now, how much does this once-a-year maintenance cost, Mark?
Okay, well, when we sell our vacuum, it comes with a 5-year unconditional guarantee. So there's no charge for the tune-ups. That's all included. A warranty has exceptions. Normally, vacuum cleaners are sold with warranties. Most everything is a warranty. There are exceptions usually on vacuums that wear and tear is not covered. Belts, brush strips, bulbs are not covered. But in our case, with our guarantee, we give you a guarantee including all the maintenance. We know you're really going to need it, so we don't say, well, we'll cover it if the motor should burn out. We'll cover something if something's defective. But with vacuum cleaners, one day they just don't work right. Or over the course of time, months, a year, 2 years, they're not working like new anymore, and we're going to cover that. So it's free. It doesn't cost you anything when you buy our vacuum. And if you did have to pay, if it was out of guarantee or you brought in a different brand of vacuum for maintenance, it would really all depend on what's wrong. We don't have a set price. We give free estimates, and the cost, it varies from maybe $40, $50 for minor cleaning, replace the belt, clean the brush, replace the bag, replace the filter, to something maybe that could cost near $100 or over $100 to replace the brush strips and a lot of other worn parts, depending on how old it is, how long you've been using it before you had anything done. But that's why our guarantee is so nice. You don't need to worry about it. It's unlimited free service for 5 years. All the tune-ups are included. So if you need the service, you just bring it in. You don't have to worry about cost.
Do you think customers expect this level of service, or does it come as a surprise to them?
Okay. I think most customers are amazed. They really don't believe that it's going to be as good as it is, and that's what we try and do. We really try and exceed their expectations so that they can really do some bragging for us, and it really helps us sell more vacuums. It's a really good form of advertising to have such satisfied customers. Referrals are the best way to do business.